All right, it is a Gold Jacket Thursday here on Rothman and Ice, and the man joining us was with the 49ers, the fourth-round pick back in '86, and you know he developed into one of the NFL's most devastating pass rushers during a career that was split between San Fran and Dallas, in which he became the first player in NFL history to win 5 Super Bowls. He's back at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton this weekend. We welcome Charles Haley. Charles, good to have you. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling great. And Anthony and Matt, thank you for having me on.
Thank you. How often do you wear the 5 Super Bowl rings, my man?
You know what? I used to do it. I put them on a chain, and I would take it in the communities where, people have never seen an NFL player or Super Bowl rings, and they would pick it up and drop it. So a couple of the diamonds popped out, so that's when I stopped carrying them at all.
Good move.
Yeah, that's tough. Charles, I want to stay there with the Super Bowls. I mean, you have 5 of those things. That's an incredible accomplishment. When you look back at those 5 Super Bowls, which one means the most to you and why?
First of all, the Super Bowl means a lot to me because all the guys that on the D-line that played with me had to sacrifice, go through a lot of pain and anguish to get there, and they had to listen to my ass too. So that was big. But the best one was the Michael Jackson, the first Super Bowl for the Cowboys, and Michael Jackson was performing. And I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. I wore one glove because of him, because we're thrillers. So I just let people know.
That's awesome. Charles Haley with us. I'll take you back as long as we're talking Super Bowls. I believe your first one against Cincinnati, correct? Super Bowl 23?
Yes.
Okay, so your defense, I remember, didn't give up a touchdown, if my memory serves me correctly. Yet you still needed Montana to take you on that 92-yard drive. What do you remember about watching those final couple minutes when you knew your defense had not given up a touchdown, yet you needed that drive to win it?
Well, all I remember is we kicked off and he ran it back for a touchdown, and I was sitting over there and I was like, God, I didn't realize that somebody's supposed to win, somebody's supposed to lose at this thing, but I was sitting there with my face in my hands and crying a little bit, going, Lord, why did you bring me here, to lose? And then I started hearing fans cheer, and I forgot that Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, and Roger Craig and John Taylor was out there. And the next thing I know is, we score and we go on to win. And that was the last time I ever doubted my teammates. And from that day on, it was I understood what team meant.
You mentioned some of the, big-time names in San Francisco. I want to ask you about some of the superstar names you played with in Dallas, the guys on offense, the Smiths, the Irvins, the Aikmans of the world. Take us inside those practices and what it was like with you being such a great player, going up against those great players. What were those practices like for you back in the day?
I didn't like to practice, but if I went out to practice, I went out there to teach a lesson. In the game, if guys screw up some, I'll come out there and play tight end, tackle on the defense and slam them so that I could teach them that, this is not acceptable. And I would go against, I would hit Troy Aikman if I felt like he throwing interceptions and stuff that I didn't really think that should be done. And I just believe that accountability, and I held everybody accountable. It's just a damn shame that nobody held me accountable.
Well, and I know you've talked about that, and you've had quite a journey yourself. We're talking to the 2-time NFC Defensive Player of the Year, 1990 and 94. He's voted to 5 Pro Bowls. We've named All-Pro a couple times. Once as a linebacker, once as a defensive end. Talk to me about that transition. When you go, and I know you went to James Madison. Maybe the big schools overlooked you at their own peril. But when you get into the league and you're going linebacker, defensive end, what was that transition like for you?
Well, I just want to correct y'all at the end of y'all said I was fourth round draft pick. The 49ers moved up in the draft to get me. So they knew they made mistakes early, and they wanted to correct it by moving up in the draft to get me in the fourth round. But I'll tell you guys that the journey that I took to get to the Hall of Fame, to get just to the NFL. When you're 200 pounds walking in, and everybody looking at you like you're a piece of cake. They gonna eat you up, and they never saw what the dog inside of me. They just saw a skinny guy, and they didn't realize that God put me there for a purpose, and it really pissed me off that they looked at me like that. So I was very aggressive to everybody on the team, and when we went to the East-West game, after the game, big schools did try to get me to come play for them, but I had made a commitment to James Madison, and I think that was the greatest thing I ever did, because James Madison made sure that I got my education, and and that's mobility. So I appreciate them, and I gave them my Hall of Fame bus because I want every kid to walk through there to know that it's not a right but a privilege, and get their education.
That's very well said, and so cool to hear. He's Charles Haley, and he is a Pro Football Hall of Famer, the first 5-time Super Bowl champion in history. You can meet and greet Charles Haley at the Hall tomorrow, 2:30 to 3:15. He'll interact with guests in the Hall of Fame in that bust gallery. Saturday, if you can get up to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, he's going to surprise some guests as they arrive at the Hall of Fame at 9 in the morning, 9 to 9:30, and then he'll go into the Super Bowl theater and be part of the presentation there. What a thrill for fans of all teams, but especially the 49ers and the Cowboys, to know that Charles Haley is in Canton this weekend, and you can go up and pay your homage to him, because you are such an amazing player. What a journey for you. We're thrilled to have you on, Charles. I hope you continue to stay well and doing all the great work you're doing.
Hey, guys, thank you. I really appreciate you guys having me on.